Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you with your Backlash predictions on Friday, June 12th, 2020. And yes, as you could tell, I'm wearing the same shirt. I'm wearing the same AJ Styles shirt as I am on the last video that I rendered about Bruce Pritchard because I filmed both videos back to back. I decided not to make it into one big video because then the video would probably be like 50 minutes, and I definitely don't want that. So 50 minutes is way too long, and I'm not that type of person to go way too long. A half hour, 35 minutes is good for me. So that's on that. But I mean, we're gonna talk about Backlash. Backlash is Sunday, and just in all honesty, are any of you guys excited for Backlash? Any of you guys feel anticipated for Backlash on Sunday? It feels like everybody in the community is talking about anything else but Backlash, and that's funny because WWE has built up the slogans, the greatest wrestling match ever, the greatest show ever. You would think if something is being built up as the greatest show ever, everybody would be talking about it. But no, it's built up as the lamest show ever. That's what I'm calling it. Backlash equals the lamest show ever, with a wrestling match in Edge and Randy Orton that could be good. It could be good, but it is no way, shape, or form ever going to live up to the greatest wrestling match ever. And if you want to, you could quote me on that. So that's that. No one's really excited for Backlash. I'm not really hyped for Backlash as well. We got 7 matches to talk about. This should be it's pretty predictable card. So we'll talk about it. We'll give you my thoughts, and that's all I got for men. So without further ado, let's talk about the preview predictions for Backlash on Sunday. We're going to start off the match with the match that I am personally looking forward to the most. That is Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy. This has probably been the best built story on SmackDown by far going into Backlash. These two have been feuding, I believe, since April, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, and I really don't care. But this is my favorite storyline personally going into the pay-per-view. I feel like these two could have a really nice match at the pay-per-view. I heard that we could be getting Jeff Hardy as a top babyface on SmackDown, which could lead to him facing the Universal Champion if it's Braun Strowman or Bray Wyatt at SummerSlam or at a later date down the line. So considering that, I mean, SmackDown really does not have a lot of baby faces. They have Braun Strowman, who is the definition of a transitional champion. The sooner you get the title off of him, the better. Daniel Bryan is probably going to be in the mid card picture. I'm filming this before SmackDown, so I'm predicting that he becomes the new Intercontinental Champion tonight on SmackDown. And who else do we have as a babyface? Otis, but Otis is not built up yet to be a world champion, and I don't think Otis should be a world champion in the near future. So they gotta go with Jeff Hardy because they have no one else, and they're trying to prove something here with this Jeff Hardy storyline. They're trying to prove, AEW has Matt Hardy. That's cool. We have the better Hardy. We have Jeff. You guys can have Matt, but we have Jeff. So I feel like WWE is playing the better game, but like, we have the better Hardy. You have Matt Hardy, whatever. So that's how I think about it. Who's going to win this match? I think it's got to be Jeff Hardy with Sheamus setting him up with Jeff Hardy being drunk on SmackDown, and then the segment last week beating him up and giving him a bro kick. I think it's got to be Jeff Hardy. So I'm going with Jeff Hardy to beat Sheamus in the match at Backlash. For the Raw Women's Championship, we have the Raw Women's Champion Asuka versus the challenger Naya Jax, aka Nia Botch. Nia Jax wins on Sunday. I will personally do a rant Sunday night on the Backlash review right here on the Big Fight Field channel, but I feel like that rant won't be necessary because there's no way Nia Jax is beating Asuka. I feel like Asuka just won the championship, and for Nia Jax of all people to take the championship off of Asuka, that would leave the entire IWC pissed on Sunday night. And WWE seems like it loves to piss off the IWC, but I definitely don't see them taking the title off Asuka yet. I could see hopefully Shayna taking the title off of Asuka, but more than likely it's going to be Charlotte because, WWE has their own political agenda, and even though they say everybody is treated equal here in the WWE, no they're not. No they are not. Charlotte Flair is a class above everybody else just because of the agenda WWE has for her, and I can definitely see Charlotte picking up the Raw Women's Championship. Unfortunately, it'll make me roll my eyes in the back of the head that Charlotte Flair is getting another Women's Championship match, and she'll more than likely beat Asuka, and they'll do a storyline that, oh, Asuka is so dominant, but the one person she can't beat is Charlotte Flair. Or some stupid shit like that, but I don't think it's going to happen. But could you imagine if WWE added Charlotte Flair in this match just for the sake of getting Charlotte Flair on Backlash? How many of you watching this video would be pissed off? Because I know I 100% would. And I would be heated. I would be absolutely heated by that, no doubt. But I don't think it's going to happen. At least I hope it doesn't happen. And Asuka should retain the Raw Women's Championship, and I think she will on Backlash. For the United States Championship, for a matchup made this past Monday on Raw, we have Andrade challenging Apollo Cruz for the United States Championship. And although these two have put on very good matches together in the past, this one should definitely be no different. I'm going with Apollo Cruz to retain the United States Championship. I mean, there's really nothing much to say about this. I mean, Andrade is going to take a loss. Cruz needs a big win to get his U.S. Championship reign started, I guess. And I guess Andrade is going to, unfortunately, take the L here to Apollo Cruz. But, I mean, these two put on great matches together. This one should be nothing different. And I'm picking Apollo Cruz to retain the United States Championship over Andrade at Backlash. For the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, we have champions Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus the Iconics. This was another match made on Monday that I just do not care about whatsoever. We literally got the same match on Monday, just with Charlotte and Asuka and not Alexa and Nikki. So why would I have a care for this match. Number one, you have three horrendous wrestlers in the ring as Alexa Bliss, Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce. And two, I have no care in the world for the women's tag team championships. I have said this literally numerous times. Those titles need to be burned. And eventually, hopefully, when these titles are burned, I will throw a party. I will literally throw a party the day the women's tag team championships get burned. Will they get burned? Probably not. This is tough for me to say, man, but I'm picking the Iconics for this match. I am taking the Iconics to win the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Yes, it's very hard for me to say. They're just so bad. They are so bad at what they do, especially Billie Kay, man. That woman does not know how to take a bump whatsoever. She is downright miserable to watch in a wrestling ring, but I see them picking up the tag team championships. Why? Because they did the same thing at WrestleMania 35 when Sasha and Bayley were the tag team champions. The Iconics were the one to beat them, and it was in a multi-man match. It was in a multi-women match as well. And two, WWE, it seems like it's very consistent too. WWE does not like when Sasha Banks has long reigns as women's champion. Think about it. She's been Raw Women's Champion for I think 4 times, if I'm not mistaken, and in those 4 title reigns, she's only been the champion for 30 total days. 30 days. That is a downright disgrace to have a woman in the WWE like Sasha Banks and to treat her like that and give her the amount of losses, the amount of days she had with 4 women's title reigns. And I see this one being no different. Yes, there are reports that, WWE wants to push back the Sasha Banks and Bayley match at SummerSlam because it's not going to be in the Boston crowd, and they wanted Sasha Banks to get her moment in front of that Boston crowd. So, but knowing I'm picking based off what I know of WWE's track record, and in WWE's track record, Sasha Banks is never a champion for a long time. So, what makes you think that Sasha Banks and Bayley keep the tag team titles? Bayley is not going to lose anything. She is still the SmackDown Women's Champion, and meanwhile they're taking the title off of Sasha, which I don't think. I think it should. They should keep the Women's Tag Team Championships, but like I said, it's a dumb reason. But I'm going based off of WWE's track record, and I'm going to be picking the Iconics to win this match. Who's going to take the pin? It'll probably be Nikki Cross taking the pin in this match. That's the only reason why they're in there. So yeah, this match should probably be a snooze fest, and I'm taking the Iconics to win the women's tag team titles. We have literally one of the dumbest creative decisions for a championship match, I think, in 2020. The Miz and John Morrison versus Braun Strowman in a 2-on-1 handicap match for the Universal Championship. I got 3 things to say about this. Number 1, when you know that the Universal Championship is supposed to be one of the most important things on a pay-per-view, the fact that you built a storyline with the Universal Championship around exploding water bottles and slime and crashing cars and games with Miz and Morrison, that you got a problem and the championship is not taken seriously. And it's supposed to be your top championship on SmackDown, and it's not even, excuse me. Oh. Number two. I forgot to get into number two. As I was saying, you have the top championship on SmackDown, and it's not even the most important thing on your brand's matches at Backlash. To me, Sheamus and Jeff Hardy feels much more important than the Universal Championship. By far. The Universal Championship kind of feels like the 24/7 championship in this instance. It is meaningless. It feels absolutely meaningless. Number three, what is it with a tag team challenging for the Universal Championship? Do you know how bad the tag team division looks because of it? It looks downright terrible. Because then you're taking out a tag team, putting them in the world title scene just to get your world champion a match at the pay-per-view. Meanwhile, Braun Strowman doesn't even need to be featured on Backlash. Bray Wyatt went out for a little bit because his wife JoJo had a newborn child. Congratulations to him. But Bray Wyatt was off of television. You could have kept Braun Strowman off of television, or better not, you could build up some legitimacy for Braun Strowman as a Universal Champion. Give him a couple important wins. Give him a title defense on SmackDown if you want. This match is one of the least important things on the show. As a matter of fact, I could care less about this match so much. This is the bathroom break match at Backlash. This is my bathroom break at Backlash. That's how little I care about this handicap match. And finally, what is it with Braun Strowman and these handicap matches? Didn't we just see one a few months ago at the Elimination Chamber for the Intercontinental Championship with Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Cesaro? Now we gotta see it with The Miz and John Morrison at Backlash? Enough, man. It's ridiculous at this point. I said this in my last video. The creative on SmackDown is downright terrible, to the fact that they have Miz and Morrison, that they have to have a tag team challenge for the World Championship. If you don't see a problem in that, you're a moron. You're an absolute moron if you don't see a problem in Miz and Morrison challenging for the Universal Championship. As for the result, at this point, I could not care. I could honestly care less. The Universal Championship feels absolutely worthless. It feels worthless at this point. Braun Strowman is probably going to win, because why the hell would you put the World Championship, the Universal Championship, on a tag team? So, Braun Strowman's going to win. I could care less about this match. This is probably one of the matches I care about the least on this show. It's downright terrible, you know. Braun Strowman's going to retain the Universal Championship, and the sooner we get that title off of Braun Strowman, the better. For the WWE Championship, we have the challenger Bobby Lashley with MVP versus the champion Drew McIntyre. Now, I will give WWE credit on this. This match, the feud, has been pretty decent. It hasn't been bad. It's been decent at best, I feel like. But And I legitimately feel terrified about what the result could be in this match. Because we've heard reports that, Paul Heyman, who's no longer executive writer on Raw, was set to have Bobby Lashley as the Universal Champion, as the WWE Champion, and MVP went on an interview saying that he is honored to be managing the World Champion. So just by MVP saying that, I'm absolutely frightened that Bobby Lashley could win the championship right here, and the whole Black Lives Matter movement. So that I feel like WWE would want to make a headline and show, hey, we care about black people, like we care about Black Lives Matter movement. Our WWE champion, has the skin color of black. So I could definitely see WWE um, uh, doing that and making a headline of them having a black WWE champion and Bobby Lashley. Um, they've made a headline at Backlash before with Jinder Mahal being the WWE champion, and they could do it again with Bobby Lashley. And if Bobby Lashley's the world champion, man, I like the ratings are gonna go down so much if he's the world champion. Literally everybody loves Drew McIntyre. Everybody has loved Drew McIntyre's babyface run. They loved when he won the Royal Rumble and the match with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre has had a pretty good reign as the WWE champion right now, I would say. And if you take the championship off of Drew McIntyre right now, I mean, you're only making a bad mistake for yourselves. And I mean, WWE does that all the time, but if they take the championship off Drew McIntyre here, it's just a terrible, terrible route to go. Honestly, Drew McIntyre should be the WWE champion when crowds come back. And that reaction, the first night crowds come back and Drew McIntyre opens up Monday Night Raw, that crowd reaction for Drew McIntyre will be unbelievable with him walking out with the WWE Championship. You just have to do it. He should definitely be the champion when crowds come back, and Drew McIntyre should no doubt retain the WWE Championship over Bobby Lashley, and I'm picking Drew McIntyre to do so. Like I said on Monday, if Bobby Lashley, if freaking Bobby Lashley, who is a charisma vacuum, the man has no charisma whatsoever. If he's the WWE champion at the end of this, I will go on a rant Sunday night about Bobby Lashley winning the championship on my Backlash review. But I'm going to take Drew McIntyre to retain instead. Finally, what's more than likely going to be the main event, they're tagging it as the greatest wrestling match ever, which is something that is never going to happen. It's never going to happen in a million years. I don't think that Randy Orton or Edge have ever put on a match that is considered greatest wrestling match ever. Even though Edge is one of my favorites of all time, I gotta be real here. I don't think he's ever been in a category that's had the greatest wrestling match of all time. So, and these are like two 43-year-old men in a match. So that is definitely not going to happen. I read reports that last Sunday the match was filmed just so they make it as good as possible, making it the greatest wrestling match ever, all that stuff. And yeah, I heard that Brian Alvarez said on the Wrestling Observer that the match was very good, and the match was around 30 to 35 minutes. Now, I would not like for it to be 30 to 35 minutes. I think that is freaking ridiculous. The WrestleMania match was 36 minutes, which was totally unacceptable. That match should have been freaking 20 at the most. And this match should probably be 20 to 15 minutes at the most. No way should these two guys be going over 30 minutes. We'll probably be bored out of our minds at that point, the way Randy Orton wrestles. But I mean, this match is a meme. I'm gonna say what the elitist said in his Backlash video. So shout out to him. I'm sure he's watching. But this match is a meme. The greatest wrestling match ever. Like, that's like trolling us. It's a slap in the face, and it's insulting our intelligence. And everybody is saying it. Edge has been saying it on social media. He's calling everything he does the greatest ever. Randy Orton has been saying it on social media. They have the commentators and the wrestlers and Kurt Angle and Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels that they come off as shills. Backstage reporters are even calling it the greatest wrestling match ever. It's just so ridiculous, and just because of this one tagline, I can't wait for Backlash to be over, just so we never have to hear the greatest wrestling match ever again, I hope. As for the result, I really don't care. I don't care. Just, the build-up has been phenomenal. The build-up has been really damn good going into Backlash. Just the only reason the only reason I have a negative reaction to this match is because of the terrible tagline they have for the greatest wrestling match ever. And it's just going to set up Edge and Orton for failure. And I don't want that for either guy, because I love both of them. And that's all WWE is doing. They are setting up Edge and Orton for inevitable failure. And they're going to get tons of backlash from the IWC and the YWC when this match does not live up as WWE was hyping it to be, the greatest wrestling match of all time. It's like WWE is taking out our intelligence, and they think our intelligence is like a pen. They think we have an intelligence, we have an IQ of a pen. And us fans are much smarter than that, man. The match could be good. I'm not going to take that away from them. They could put on a good wrestling match, but in no way, shape, or form is it going to be the greatest wrestling match of all time. That is just super ridiculous. As for the result, it's kind of a tough one. I think either I could definitely see WWE having Orton win this match and continuing the feud and have them a match at SummerSlam. That's just so WWE. Or Edge could win at the end and end the feud. I'm just gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with the safer route and pick Edge to beat Randy Orton at Backlash. And that's my Backlash predictions again. I really don't feel the excitement for Backlash, nor does anybody else. Will the show be good on Sunday? I can only hope that the show is good on Sunday, and hopefully I come on Sunday night with a positive attitude towards Backlash, and hopefully the show will be good. But that's the Backlash preview and predictions right here on the Big Fight Field channel. I want to thank you guys for watching this video, so make sure you subscribe right here to the Big Fight Field channel. Let's get those subscribers up. Comment down below. I want to know your predictions for Backlash 2020. I love collaborating with you guys, talking wrestling on the Twitter and YouTube. So comment down below. I want to know your predictions for this Sunday's Backlash. Like this video if you enjoyed my preview and predictions. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph and Instagram, and follow my opponent tomorrow, Eddie Mullins, at Eddie Mullins 5:15. Guys, I'm getting out of here. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's video. It is the Backyard Brawl match between myself and Eddie Mullins. It's going to be big. I'm telling you, it's good. It's not. I'm not putting it up. I'm not shilling it as the greatest wrestling match ever. But from what me and him and everybody that was involved with this did, I am damn proud of what we did. And I think you guys are going to really like this. So I hope you enjoy tomorrow's Backyard Brawl match right here on the Big Fight Field channel. But I'm getting out of here. Have a good night. Stay safe. And hopefully you guys enjoy Backlash on Sunday.